It's Pumpkinhead on our 31 spooky movies of Halloween. Pumpkinhead tells the heartwarming tale of a rural dad named Ed Harley, played by the ever-gritty Lance Hendrickson, who takes family values to a whole new level after his son is accidentally run down and killed by a group of city slickers on dirt bikes. Well, naturally, Ed's first instinct is to seek out a backwoods witch. Because of course it is. He needs this witch to summon a massive, vengeance-driven demon named Bob. I'm just kidding, it's Pumpkinhead. He needs Pumpkinhead to hunt down and brutally murder the offenders. Mostly because, you know, his son, and the other half because teenagers in horror movies are just awful. What follows is a tale of guilt, remorse, and a demon with the most gloriously unsettling face in the monster movie pantheon. As Pumpkinhead stalks his victims through the misty woods, Ed begins to regret his decision, realizing that summoning a demon may not have been the most responsible way to handle his emotions. But at this point, it's too late. Pumpkinhead is on a rampage, and no amount of second-guessing is going to slow down this lean, mean, revenge-getting machine. Ah, Pumpkinhead, the timeless tale that teaches us an all-important life lesson. Go to freaking therapy! Don't summon giant grotesque demons instead. That's right, this 1988 Stan Winston classic is here to show us that sometimes the best way to deal with emotional trauma is just to let a 10-foot-tall vengeance monster do your dirty work for you. And who could blame Ed Harley for making this incredibly sound decision? I mean, nothing says I miss my son like a bloodthirsty demon tearing through the countryside and unaliving everyone it sees. I really don't like that word, unaliving. I hate you, YouTube. Let's start by praising who is truly the star of this film, and that would be Pumpkinhead himself. The creature design is a work of pure nightmare-fueled genius. I mean, the makeup and special effects in this movie are so good, it's almost criminal. I want to summon my own Pumpkinhead so it can seek vengeance because this movie's so good it makes me angry. Now, Stan Winston really outdid himself here. Pumpkinhead is a gangly, terrifying spectacle with limbs so long it looks like he could dunk on the most professional NBA player. Every scene featuring this beast is a masterclass of special effects, practical effects, the best kind of effects, from the slimy skin texture to the unsettling way he moves, as though each step is accompanied by the faint sound of a horror movie orchestra warming up. And let's not forget Lance Hendrickson, the man who delivers, and I'm not being facetious or sarcastic here in the least little bitty bit. He delivers what can only be described as an Oscar-worthy performance as Ed Harley. Hendrickson brings a depth to this character that's almost too good for this movie. Whether he's cradling his dying son or emoting his immediate and shocking regret after summoning a vicious murder demon, you know, because, whoopsie, Lance Hendrickson is fully committed. He's the kind of actor who can make reading a grocery list seem like high drama, so watching him in Pumpkinhead, it's an absolute treat. The man acts his heart out as if this were the Shakespeare of rural revenge horror films, starring a giant vengeance demon. And honestly, it kind of is. But it's a really niche competition, and there's not a bunch of other movies that can go for that title. What really sets Pumpkinhead apart from your run-of-the-mill monster flick is its profound message of maybe don't summon a demon. This is a morality tale, people. Ed Harley starts off on a quest for justice, or so he thinks, but things spiral out of control in the most delightful way possible when Pumpkinhead starts exacting the revenge that Ed thought he wanted. The city folks get picked off one by one, and it's all fun and games until Ed realizes that, hey, maybe calling up an ancient forest demon wasn't the best idea. This is one part of the movie where you just want to scream, "You think?" And we can't overlook the supporting cast. Well, we can, but this review would be very short if we did. You've got a group of teens who are prime examples of characters who are doomed to die in a horror movie. They ride dirt bikes, they act snarky and mean, they're generally just seem to exist for the sole purpose of getting on Pumpkinhead's bad side, which is pretty much every side of Pumpkinhead. Their attempts to escape the wrath of the demon are a hilarious mix of screaming, falling, and generally making poor life decisions. Classic. And also, special shout out goes to Haggis, the old witch, who is appropriately named, by the way, who casually makes a living summoning murderous demons for heartbroken parents. How big is the market for that anyway? This woman knows her way around a revenge spell, and she's not about to offer anyone a refund once things start going sideways. Her unapologetic attitude towards summoning death monsters really adds a touch of customer service gone wrong charm to this whole movie. See, for Pumpkinhead 2, I want to see a Karen do business with Haggis. Make it happen. At its core, Pumpkinhead is a beautifully twisted monster movie about the terrible consequences of grief, revenge, and demon outsourcing. The cinematography, drenched in fog and eerie backwoods atmosphere, complements the outlandish storyline perfectly. It feels like you're watching a fever dream brought to life by a really talented nightmare artist. Every shot of Pumpkinhead creeping through the woods is both horrifying and strangely beautiful. It's like a painting by Goya grew legs and decided to take up vengeance as a hobby. Because why wouldn't you? That's a satisfying hobby. So if you're in the mood for a movie that has both phenomenal creature effects, a top-tier Lance Hendrickson acting performance, and a witch who is basically Yelp-proof, and a cautionary tale about the dangers of outsourcing your emotional issues to a demonic entity while ignoring the therapy that is literally right there, right for you, then Pumpkinhead is the movie for you. Watch it with a smile, a few friends, and maybe just a tiny bit of regret that you didn't add this absolute masterclass of a horror movie to your list of 31 spooky movies of Halloween a little bit sooner.